What is this one? Yeah, that's probably good.
Hello, no one. Have some protein?
Yeah.
Brought to you by Driven Nutrition.
That's right. Liquid. Tastes so good once it hits your lips.
My hands are so cold, this coffee tastes delicious. It's like a 2-in-1 win.
I was so desperate for cold brew coffee this morning. I already told you that, right?
Yeah, I was a little
I
extreme.
I brewed it right when I got here and put it straight in the freezer.
It's so gross.
And then drank it 2 hours later.
See, for me, cold brew has to have ice.
But it was cold.
I know, but if it doesn't have ice in it, I'm like, I'm out.
It was pretty delicious.
I'm kind of snobby though, with my coffee.
We call that bougie.
I am definitely bougie.
Yeah.
And the older I get, the worse that gets.
I told you once
And
you turn 36.
It was bad whenever Pinky's up. It was bad when I was younger, but it's even worse now.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I can't help it.
I think.
What's up, Sergio?
I think you get older, and you get more confident in yourself and like what you will not put up with anymore.
Yeah, you just stop caring as much.
Yeah.
Not in a rude way, just in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
You look so excited.
I feel excited. James, hashtag high maintenance. Dude, you better get it right.
Hi.
She's not the only one that's high maintenance around here.
Yeah.
Best believe.
Yeah. It's rubbing off. Here you go.
Keep rubbing it in.
You're a little more high maintenance now.
Keep rubbing it in.
But James, I'm so high maintenance that I came in for my adjustment this morning.
Yeah, and I'm high maintenance because I didn't have any rib tips.
Sergio, does you being in the shower right now make you high maintenance? And you're commenting. How is this happening?
I don't know if I should say this on camera.
You probably shouldn't then.
Okay.
I don't know what you're about to say, but I felt like you pondered that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it anyway.
Oh, gosh.
He has a really big shower, so it seems like...
I can't.
Okay.
I'm blushing for you. My face is red. Oh, my cheeks got warm and everything.
Yeah, it was when he took me on that house. Hey, what's up, Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
Is she Sarah?
I miss you.
Hey, Sarah, you coming tomorrow?
You coming to the photo shoot? Hair done, nails done, everything did? Do we have to scroll down?
No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how.
Oh, you put in live video.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Here, do you want me to do this?
I'll do this part. I can do it barely.
I don't think that... I think we should switch.
Okay.
Like, teamwork makes the dream work.
All right. So, you ready to start this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born ready. What's up, Emily?
What's up, Easy? E. Q. Emily. Quiros. All right.
Today we are talking about training for longevity. So basically using proper progressions, the idea of learning to crawl before you can walk, and kind of how that affects and goes into not only your mindset, but what you're doing physically with your body every day.
This is kind of a fun one for us because I would say this is probably one of the things we deal with the most. I mean, there's a lot of things we deal with the most, but I feel like this one happens every day.
Yeah,
Like it happened this morning.
Yeah, it does happen every day, all the time, every class.
What's up, Dave? It did happen this morning, and it happened in every class, actually. Mm-hmm. Every class in some way, shape, or form. And so we're going to kind of expand on this idea of what we're talking about, the meaning. What's a progression? What does that mean, right? And how does that apply to crawl before you can walk? What are we talking about here? And quite frankly, we spend a lot of time talking to clients, especially when they're getting started. We probably spend the most time because we're trying to get, we're trying to figure out exactly really why they're here, right? The first reason why they're actually in the gym trying to do what they're trying to do. And then once they've kind of told us that, now we're trying to set realistic expectations as to how long it's actually going to take them to accomplish that. So at first it's, oh yeah, we're pumped up, we want to get you there, and usually when somebody starts something new, they expect to go, lack of a better term, Ricky Bobby fast, and it'd be accomplished in a couple weeks. Well,
it's hard when you've done any sort of fad diet, like, oh, I took out carbs and I lost 5 pounds in a week, or I juiced for a week or two, however long you did it, and you lost 20 pounds, but the second you eat a meal, it's like you just gain it back so quickly. And to do it the right way and to do it for the longevity's sake, it looks different. And to just even understand that when you're starting out, I think is really difficult. It's a hard lesson to teach to someone. And as people are going through it in their own version and own way, we have to like mold and like meet them where they're at that point in time.
So let's try to give an example of this.
Sure.
Let's start with somebody who is a former athlete. Mm-hmm. Let's say they played baseball and football. Mm-hmm. So they're in their mid-30s. And they remember being able to do. Let's say they came in really because they want to be how they were. Okay? Sure. In their college age, and they want to be lean like they were in their college age, and they're about 30 pounds overweight. Mm-hmm. And
and raising kids or have job and responsibilities.
Yes, all those things.
Yes.
Realistically, let's say, how long do we think it'll take them to lose 30 pounds?
Well, that's the very case by case, because there's so many factors that go into that. How much are you coming into the gym? Are you coming out too hot? Are we progressing properly over time? What are you doing with your diet? There's so many different variables. Are you sleeping? Do you drink? Do you, or whatever?
And when you say drink alcohol.
Drink alcohol, okay. Yeah. There's so many factors with each person, and that's why it's challenging, but it's fun for us because I think that we've been through, between the two of us, the majority of experiences. So it's easy to relate to that. But I don't know. I mean, really, it just depends. It depends on the person. But
I mean, without the kids, I could be described as that guy.
Yeah.
Right. So the goal is to get leaner and be strong, or be whatever. But let's just say whatever that is. And so we started this nutrition challenge, and I'll just use what I can find as my results from that nutrition challenge, or what I've found so far. And this is as of 2 weeks ago. So we started the nutrition challenge, and I said, hey, I'm going to follow a specific plan from January 13th, I think is when we started it, mm-hmm. till now, or basically till 2 weeks ago, because I think that's the last time I did a scan. Mm-hmm. It took 9 weeks, 8 to 9 weeks, at a moderate pace, and that means following the diet as much as possible, getting at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep a night, close to that. Most mm-hmm. nights it's 6, except for like Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. I've lost 7.6 pounds of body fat in that time.
It's really
but it's
bad.
taken 9 weeks to do that, to do 7.6 pounds of body fat. So, and that's not drinking. Very, very little, maybe one beer or something here or there.
Yesterday.
That still counts as little. So very little alcohol consumption, and then outside of that, basically working out consistently, and that was just to lose as much body fat as possible. And that still doesn't get you to the goal. That just gets me a little closer, but
Sure.
It's a longer journey.
It is a long journey, and I think, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose at the beginning, and it starts falling off quickly, and then it kind of slows down a little bit, and it's like, man, you got to really start kind of fighting there. And I think that's kind of that mental place where you have to just remember, like, this is the long term. This is the long term goal. It does take time. It's a lifestyle. It's not something that's, if it takes that long to do it the right way, though, it's harder to get it gain it back.
The slower you lose it, the slower you'll gain it back. That's for sure the fact.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is even that applies to like strength gains. Like
we have
some clients that are doing some strength gains, and I was thinking about this, and there's a couple examples of us, but I wanted to touch on one that just came to my head of a client that we have, and one of her goals was to do toes to bar better, to get better back at pull-ups.
Yeah.
And so we started, when she got cleared from her partial slap tear, she had a small tear in her shoulder, we started where she wasn't allowed to do any pulling of any kind. She could only do wall push-ups. And we're talking, this is 6 to 7 months ago. Last Saturday, I was watching her do her extra stuff, and she was doing 4 sets of 5 strict chin-ups with perfect form. But it's taken us almost 6 months to get there.
Yeah.
And that can be overwhelming, but the slower now we did it, now she's stronger than she's ever been.
For sure.
But it's taken 6 months. There's a lot of factors that go into that. She's a little bit more advanced in years, right? She's a little bit older. Her lifestyle is typically she's going to be really, really disciplined and really strict during the week, and the weekends are a little bit more lax, you know? And so with that, you have to consider those things being a part of that process.
Sure.
It's really interesting and hard to get caught up in what you see Hollywood doing in their transformations, but you got to remember that they're paid literally to get in shape for a role. So they hire people that are doing, I'm not going to say they're all like this, but I'm going to say a majority of them, if they've never done training for this before, they may be using some particular supplements that aren't exactly what I would call legal, to make the transformations happen that you're seeing.
It's totally natural.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not all, they say that, I worked out 5 hours a day. No, you didn't, okay?
But also the dietary part of that, they're 100% on their diet. Somebody is preparing their food for them. Yeah. Like, we're just trying to live life, people. Like, we got to do this on our own. You can have assistance for that sort of thing too, but it's all about crawling before you walk, walking before you run, running before you sprint. I use the example a lot about whenever I'm talking to a new person about starting off slow. It's like, if you wanted to go play ice hockey, and I was like, cool, that's a great goal. And I said, I'm going to put you out there with the Dallas Stars, and you're going to go play ice hockey. They'd be like, but I don't even know how to skate, man. Like, I don't even know how to tie that. What equipment do I need? I don't have the skills. I don't know how to handle a puck. I don't know how to do anything. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to go. Well, it's the same thing with our sport, with our fitness journey, with our diet, with our mindset, with all of those things. You have to start somewhere, and it has to be somewhere realistic. And remember that you're here so that you can work out when you're 90 years old. You're here so that you can be moving and feel better and look better and have more energy and all of those things. And if we come in every day with the mentality of like, oh, I gotta go, I gotta go hard, it's just not conducive to our lifestyle, to a lifestyle of training.
It's easy to do. Well, it's not easy to do that now. I mean, I get Amazon a package over here, and get it in 2 hours.
I
can go to Whole Foods right now. I don't even gotta go to Whole Foods.
Yeah, you should order
I can just
it.
Amazon Whole Foods it.
Amazon it.
Give me some
Amazon
peanut butter,
Fresh.
jelly, and bread, and make a sandwich in 2 hours, and never leave my couch.
That's right.
Who were we talking about that the other day? They know that their neighbors live there, but they actually never see their neighbors leave their house because they have Amazon pack. The neighbors never leave their house. They get everything Amazoned,
Yeah.
or shop, Instacarted, so they never leave their house.
Was it me?
It wasn't you.
I feel like that might be me. I mean, it is hard in this time that, especially like kind of our age. Every generation I feel like has it hard for a different reason. The younger people are like, that's all they know. Give it to me now. I don't know how to have patience. I remember having to work for things, and I still do, like it's kind of built within me, but it is hard when you get out of that circle of like having to actually build and work for stuff. Do I want to order this? Boom, it's on my doorstep tonight. It is very difficult when everything is now, and then to say, hey, you want this for your body, it's going to take you 6 months to a year to accomplish that goal. Like realistically, it's going to take you putting in some time, being consistent, and showing up.
I don't think I could say it any better, really. I think the one thing that I want to touch on is injuries, because they come up at different times. And sometimes I've been dealing with a knee that it happened to be from a corrective foot insole. It was overcorrecting an issue, so it went on the other side of things. And then I started to have some knee pain, and didn't really recognize it until sometimes as an athlete you push through things that you think are, it's just a pain for the day. Well, that pain for the day turned out to be a delay in progress for like a month. So I've been working out and modifying around it, but I've had to slow down and not do crazy things.
Sure.
And go, well, and really reiterate or reconfirm or whatever the word is.
Evaluate?
No, yeah. There's another word though. Anyway,
I can only read so
I had to
much.
read something, or whatever. Confirm. I don't know. What I'm training for, right? I'm training so that I can feel good about the way that I look in the mirror, have the energy that I need to do anything that I want to at that particular time, and to relieve stress. Those are the top three all the time that I'm looking to do. Now, it's great if I can PR in a lift or anything like that. And when we did that strength cycle that we were doing just a few weeks ago when we were doing strict press, it was the heaviest strict press I've done in a long time. Like probably since we've been in this building, at least. And it was still 15 pounds off my previous ever best. So I think for that longevity is, hey, I've just training a regular regimen. It's just doing what I say I'm going to do, work out, eat well, sleep well. I managed to get my numbers back up to a good amount, right? It's not my best of all time, but I'm not trying to do that either.
Yeah, I think that same thing, though, it's like, well, what are your goals? If your goal was to have all of your lifts be what they once were, then your training would look a little different.
Yes.
You would modify and adjust that training to accomplish those goals. But I can relate in the same way. Being coming from training competitively and training much more than I do now, my lifts are not the same. But I still feel like I'm in decent shape for myself. I feel like my nutrition's more on point now than it's ever been, and I'm still continuing to learn about that. So the growing is still happening, the progressing is still happening, but I'm not so concerned with my numbers because I want to feel good. I want to be strong, but it's like, well, why do I need to be Hercules? Why is that in my mindset? I don't really need that. Like, what am I here for today? Why did I did box step ups today instead of box jumps? Because, it just felt better. So I'm still getting a really good workout. I'm still getting stronger. I'm still, and I mean, overall, I mean, I have some old injuries as well from my entire life, but I still feel good, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that kind of bringing it back to newer clients or people that are just starting off on their fitness journey, or maybe you've even been here for a year and you're thinking, man, why am I not doing that yet? Why am I, or, you know, you're trying to push to some limit that's just not there yet. Like, being patient with yourself and your journey, you know, is very clutch and crucial to your long-term success. If you are not patient with yourself, that's when you start pushing too hard for the wrong reason or for the wrong thing. And that's when injuries are more likely to happen.
Yeah, or small setbacks. It could be that, man, you've had all this progress, you're getting stronger, and all of a sudden something like tendonitis, and it may be something common like, I don't know, Achilles tendonitis or something, or your knee starts hurting, you can't explain why. Something small like that, right? Mm-hmm. It usually tells us that there's a bigger problem in your mechanics, and it needs a bigger look.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some people, that means that could be, let's start really, really basic, like literally talking about walking. Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't even walk on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. The idea is not to go out and walk for 30 minutes your first day.
Yeah.
The idea is maybe 5 minutes your first day. It sounds pointless. It sounds like it's not making anything happen, but it's further from the truth than anything we've ever recognized and realized. That 5-minute walk allows your body to adapt small, and then you do it again. And then you do it again.
You add a minute.
Yes.
The next week or in a few days. Or there'll be, I mean, there's like certain times where you're just like, I think I can do more. You get there and you're like, I know I can. And I think those are the best feelings, you know, whenever you're mentally like making that connection of, I can push a little harder right here. That's a good place to be in. Yep. What's up, Dave? David B.
Dave's. What's up, Daves?
Dave and Dave.
Yeah, but I think that is probably some of the best examples of kind of you have to start that slow, and you just have to be patient and understand. And we try to do our best to make sure that you have a right expectation of what you're supposed to experience and how slow this is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Because it is supposed to be slow. Some things are going to feel really fast. Some things are going to be surprising. And I love those moments where you're surprised at how you were able to do this today and you weren't even really looking to do it. Happened this morning, actually, with 2 people.
Do you want to tell that story?
Sure.
Okay.
Dr. James Taylor with Aspire Chiropractic. This morning, we were doing deadlifts. Part of our workout had deadlifts this morning. We were increasing the weight every 2 minutes. And he happened to hit a PR this morning. And he texted me earlier and was like, hey, what weight did I finish with on the bar today? And I was like, you did this. And he was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure that. But that progress, I think that was on the board last year for him to complete. When we had the goals on the board, that was almost 2 years ago for him to complete. And he just completed it now.
That's awesome.
So, I mean,
that's awesome, though.
Then
Shout out.
Yeah, Sam this morning, same thing. She had her 1 rep max on the bar. And she did that thing 3 times this morning and had plenty of gas in the tank, plenty of more room to grow. And that was unexpected.
Sam's just hitting PRs left and right.
It's just unexpected. It was just
very cool.
Staying consistent, just consistent.
I think to touch on the what you had also said about, you know, like feeling like it's very fast, you have to remember that in a group setting or in group training, somebody next to you could have been doing this for 10 years and it's your first week. So it's specifically here, it's written for those different levels of where you're starting off. You don't just start off looking the same as someone who's been exercising for 10 years. And I think that's the really cool thing about our program is that you can have a, 12, 13-year-old in the same class as a 70, 80-year-old. Mm-hmm. They're not doing what may not look like the same exact movements, but to them, the intensity and the proper strength and coordination, all of the things that are compiled for that person are within the same workout.
Yep. Yeah, I can't say, and I mean, I think that's the one thing that is the hardest to convey, or that we try to reiterate to clients when they're coming in, because they have big goals and big expectations. They're nervous about being in that setting maybe a little bit, because they're not like, it's like, the way that I like to think about this, and this is probably my final thing that I can think of to say today, but the way I like to think about this is, you're going, somebody tells you, man, I need to start, I would love to do that, but I need to get in shape before I do that. Well, if you were able to get in shape on your own, why would you ever come?
Yeah.
Why would you ever come, right? Or, man, before the dentist sees my teeth, I think I'm going to hold back like 6 months, and I'm going to fix all the... If you could do that, no one would go to the dentist.
Yeah.
Right? You have to start somewhere, and you just have to be with a coach that's going to understand your needs and prepare you. So our biggest thing is preparation. The confidence you gain by knowing that's going to be happening today is your biggest asset that you can do when you're just starting.
Yeah.
Knowing what the movements are, being confident that you've been shown how to do them properly, and the rest will take care of itself if you just show up.
Yeah, and also having a coach there guiding you through every aspect, piece, portion of your warm-up, correcting, cueing, giving you feedback on your movement as well, saying, hey, you know what? You actually need to slow down just a little bit. You're coming out a little too hot. I'm not going to name any names, but no, but for whatever the reason may be, just it's nice to have a guide with you telling you what to do. And good job. Yeah, telling you what to do and encouraging you and coaching you, and you don't have to do it alone. But I think all in all, just remembering to be patient with yourself, be patient with your process. Everyone's looks different, so mine doesn't look the same as his, and his doesn't look the same as his, and we have so much comparison going on just in society in general. It's really important to come back to that reason that you stepped in the gym. Remember your goals. Remember to be patient with yourself. And if you're really feeling stuck, if you're like this, something just isn't right, talk to a coach. That's absolutely what we're here for. We want you guys to have an open relationship with us, be able to tell us whatever, and us be able to help you get through whatever it is. As your life changes, we change with you. We mold with you. So I think that's it.
I ain't got nothing else.
Yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like our stuff, please like it, share it, love it. Get on it.
All right. We're done.
Bye.